I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
Repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Michael Elliott Langley,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear.
No Barack Obama?
Hell no.
Why not?
Sellout. He did nothing for African people. He put AFRICOM in Africa.
Brother was selected before he was elected. Wait a minute.
They called him hope. They called him change. But many Pan-Africanists call him something else. A puppet of empire. A black face serving a white agenda. Barack Obama, the first black U.S. president. General Michael Langley, the first black 4-star Marine general, now commanding AFRICOM in Africa. But here's the question the Pan-African world is asking. Did they liberate their people or betray them? Welcome to Afriscope TV, where Africa speaks for itself. If you're tired of filtered narratives and watered-down truths, you're in the right place. In today's video, we are diving deep into the controversy surrounding two powerful black figures, Barack Obama and General Michael Langley. Once hailed as heroes, many now call them tools of empire. Have they betrayed the people they once inspired? If this kind of bold, raw, and real content speaks to you, don't just watch. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and share this video with everyone who needs to hear the truth unfiltered. Let's get into it. This is Afriscope TV, unapologetic. Unfiltered. For the people.
No Barack Obama?
Hell no.
Why not?
Sellout. He did nothing for African people. He put AFRICOM in Africa. Do you know that there's been about 12 coups in Africa over the past 5 years? And nearly every coup was in a country where Barack Obama built a U.S. military base. No coincidence. America doesn't believe in democracy. Britain doesn't believe in democracy. Amsterdam doesn't believe in democracy. Paris doesn't believe in democracy. They believe in domination. I don't care how many democratically elected presidents you get in Africa. If that democratically elected president doesn't carry out the agenda of the global white power structure, he will be overthrown, whether he was put in office through a vote or not. The white man does not believe in democracy. It's only a weapon that they use to achieve their ends, and they have no problem disposing with their weapon of democracy when it doesn't serve their agenda.
To millions around the world, Obama was a symbol of progress. But to Pan-African intellectuals like Cornel West, he was a facade. West once said, he posed as a progressive and turned out to be counterfeit, a Wall Street Democrat, a drone president, a war president. And he's not alone. Minister Louis Farrakhan declared, "You were the first black president, and you didn't do nothing for black people."
Brother was selected before he was elected. Wait a minute. Now, all of you know something about kingmakers. When people in back rooms come to somebody who's popular, somebody who's intelligent, that don't speak with a Negro dialect, a light-skinned Negro, that is non-threatening to white people because they can see themselves in him because he's part them and part us. This is political scheming, which Senator Reid got involved in. He didn't mean no harm. He was just talking about the white mentality.
Right. That's right.
So now, when you select a man, the man may never know what your purpose was. Because I understand that his initial victory in Iowa was financed largely by Goldman Sachs.
Let's look at the record. Obama expanded drone strikes across Somalia and Libya, African soil. Under his watch, the US and NATO bombed Libya, toppled Gaddafi, and left the country in ruins. He strengthened AFRICOM, increasing U.S. military presence in Africa more than any president before him. Pan-Africanists ask, what's the difference between a colonizer with a white face than one with a black one?
You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing that citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
Disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. Afriscope TV does not promote violence, political unrest, or military actions. Content is based on publicly available sources and journalistic analysis. Viewers are encouraged to verify facts independently. Afriscope TV is an independent media platform with no affiliations to any government or political entity. Langley, AFRICOM's black commander. General Michael Langley made headlines as the first black man to lead AFRICOM, the U.S. Africa Command. But to many Africans, AFRICOM is not a partnership, it's an occupation. It builds bases, arms dictators, then chases so-called terrorists, often without the consent of the people. And now, it's headed by a black man. Campbell Muzavile, Congolese activist and analyst, warns. AFRICOM is not for African security, it's for American interests. And putting a black general in charge doesn't change that. Langley talks about stability and terrorism, but critics ask, whose stability? Whose terror? And who's benefiting from Africa's instability?
Repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Michael Elliott Langley,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I'll bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office
on which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, General.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully recess. Africa is a mineral-rich, resource-rich continent. Is that correct?
Yes, Chairman.
Okay, and you can leave the microphone on. Which are there success stories for the citizens of African countries when these larger, more prosperous nations or companies from more prosperous areas come in and exploit these minerals? What I'm asking is, does it ever redound to the benefit of the citizens there in Africa?
Chairman, there's very few cases. When the Chinese Communist Party is outed on them pulling out raw materials, not benefiting the populations of the host country, they've been trying to come up with ways how they can stay there and process only at the protests of the people of these African countries that host these mineral resources.
Okay. So is there any exception? Can you point to any success story where the people of one country or one or two countries have actually benefited substantially?
Not on China's behalf.
Not on
China's behalf. Just what happened in Zambia when they had the spillage into the river that services 5 million people. There's just these mining concessions. It just doesn't turn out real well for the African countries.
And do the countries that are receiving entreaties from the Belt and Road Initiative, are they more and more mindful of that now and therefore reluctant?
Yes, and that's where we need to be able to do information operations to illuminate some of the irregularities and some of the malign type activities of the Chinese in African countries.
Information and narratives are power then, aren't they?
Absolutely. And as I said a few minutes ago, and I always will tout this, that we own the facts. We own the facts. We know exactly what the Chinese Communist Party is doing, and to some degree what the Russian Federation is doing in their propaganda operations. But we don't own the narrative. Both of them own the narrative.
We sure don't. One more thing for you, General Langley. The approach that we have had with USAID and the other things like the President's Initiative on AIDS, how does our U.S. approach compare and contrast to the approach of Russia in Africa and also Communist China in Africa?
Oh, Chairman, we've always had the lead. So what you're seeing in those two competitors or challengers, they're following in our wake. They see what works as far as our influence and deepening partnerships through those soft powers, whether it be health diplomacy or whether it be in development type programs. So they're following in our wake, trying to replicate what we do best. And I think the African countries know this, and so this is where, as we start to look at going forward, as State Department starts to reset these programs, looking at what worked and what didn't work, and doubling down on what does work. I think we have enough capital built up in these countries for them to ensure their stabilization and also prosperity. The other two competitors are just trying to replicate what we do best. Over the years, we have trained a substantial number, especially in the Gulf of Guinea states, but including
like more than 10,000.
It is more than 10,000.
More than 50,000.
I say we're reaching around 50,000 at least.
And what percentage of the people we've trained end up participating in insurrections or coups against their own government?
Very small number, Congressman. Very small number.
So what percentage do you think?
I'd say probably less than 1%.
Because it'd be like about 500, about 1% of 50,000.
Congressman, you may have that information. I don't at this time, but I know.
Well, I know there are some, right? Like this is Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, and this is a photo of him. Did we train and equip him in Guinea?
By name, I cannot identify that.
Well, that guy in the middle with the big red hat, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, that's him with a bunch of U.S. service members outside of our embassy. And just months after this photo was taken in 2021, he led a coup in Guinea and threw out the leader. Does that concern you?
Congressman, core values is what we start off with in IMA programs.
The real African struggle isn't symbolic. Pan-Africanists and Afro-radicals are clear. True freedom doesn't come from representation in a corrupt system. It comes from rejection of that system. Obama and Langley rose in empire, but they never broke from it. They became its tools, cleaning up the image but serving the same goals. The CIA didn't stop watching Africa. AFRICOM didn't stop expanding. US bombs didn't stop falling, they just came with a smile and an Obama speech. This is the truth that many fear to say. Obama didn't liberate Africa, he bombed it.
And then Obama killed Gaddafi. And then nothing has happened. We're here today. with Libya being destroyed and unable to recover because of America. We know very well that where NATO gets involved, those are terrorists. We know very well where the U.S. says we are going in to install peace. That place will never know peace as long as America has visited that place.
Langley doesn't protect Africa, he commands the military structure that controls it. So we ask you, are they heroes or house servants of empire? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this video challenged your thinking or confirmed what you've always known, don't stay silent. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your voice matters here, and at Afriscope TV, we don't just report, we reflect the pulse of the people. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the stories they won't tell on mainstream media, we expose right here. Until next time, stay aware, stay bold, and stay free. This is Afriscope TV, where Africa speaks and the world listens.